For over 100 years, every historian, every textbook, every tour guide standing in front of Stonehenge told visitors the exact same story, that its stones came from the hills of Wales, dragged a difficult but reasonable distance. In 2024, new research destroyed that story completely. One massive stone, 6 tons of solid rock, sitting at the very heart of Stonehenge, did not come from Wales at all. It came from Scotland, over 400 miles away, thousands of years before the wheel ever touched British soil. And to this day, not one archaeologist on Earth can fully explain how or why. Stonehenge stands alone on Salisbury Plain in southern England. For centuries it has resisted explanation, ancient astronomy, religious ritual, even in the wilder corners of the internet, alien contact. But at the very center of the monument sits a stone that quietly outshines every mystery the outer circle presents, a flat 6-ton slab known simply as the altar stone. For decades, geologists assumed it came from the same red sandstone hills in Wales as many of Stonehenge's other stones. It fit the story already being told. Nobody had a reason to question it. But if you think a stone from Wales sounds impressive, wait until you hear where scientists actually traced it to. In 2024, a team of geologists led by researchers from Aberystwyth University and Curtin University in Australia decided to test something nobody had tested quite this way before: the altar stone's exact mineral composition. What they found overturned more than a century of assumption. The stone's chemical signature did not match a single quarry in Wales, not even close. Instead, it matched rock formations found only in the far northeast of Scotland, the Orcadian Basin, Caithness, the Orkney Islands. The distance between that region and Stonehenge is not a short walk, over 430 miles, as the crow flies. And ancient Britain had no roads, no wheeled carts strong enough, no horses trained to pull that kind of weight, that kind of distance. This was not a small update to an old theory. It shattered it completely. And if that sounds difficult to explain, wait until you hear what it means about the people who moved it. Once the geology became undeniable, archaeologists faced an entirely new problem. Not where the stone came from, but how it possibly got there at all. Two theories have emerged. Both are staggering. The first, the stone traveled by sea. Neolithic Britain did have boats capable of coastal travel. A route running down the eastern coastline, around into the English Channel, is technically possible, which means lashing 6 tons of stone onto a raft and sailing it through open, unpredictable water for hundreds of miles, where a single mistake could lose the stone, the vessel, and the crew permanently. The second theory, overland route, dragging the stone across hills, rivers, and open plains, using nothing but human labor, timber rollers, rope made from natural fiber. Researchers estimate this could have required hundreds of people, working in coordinated effort for months, possibly longer. Whichever route they used, this was not a small regional effort. It required planning, manpower, coordination on a scale nobody expected for a Stone Age society. But the how is only half the mystery. The why is where this story turns genuinely strange. Here is what unsettles historians the most. Wales already had suitable stone. Closer sources existed. There was no practical reason to reach all the way to Scotland for this specific slab, which means the builders of Stonehenge did not choose this stone by accident or convenience. They chose it deliberately from a location hundreds of miles away, at a cost of effort modern engineers still struggle to calculate. Some researchers believe this points to something bigger, a network, political or spiritual, stretching the length of Britain. That communities as far apart as Scotland and southern England were never isolated. They were connected, bound by belief in specific sacred places worth an entire year of a community's labor. Others go further. They suggest the journey itself, the act of moving the stone region by region, may have been as spiritually significant as the finished monument it was destined for. This discovery does more than rewrite one paragraph about Stonehenge. It forces us to reconsider what ancient Britain actually was. For decades, we pictured scattered tribes, disconnected, limited, small. A 430-mile journey suggests something entirely different, a coordinated society, capable of long-distance planning, sustained cooperation across regional lines, engineering feats that still challenge modern understanding without metal tools, without the wheel, without writing to record any of it. And here's the part that should genuinely unsettle you. Archaeologists have studied Stonehenge for over 400 years. The wrong theory stood unchallenged for more than a century. It took one new test applied to a stone that simply had never been tested that way before to unravel it completely, which raises an uncomfortable question this video cannot answer. If one of the most studied monuments on the planet was hiding a secret like this in plain sight for over 100 years, what else, sitting in museums right now, is simply waiting for someone to ask the right question? And there it is, the 6-ton stone at the heart of the world's most famous monument, traced not to the hills next door, but to a location hundreds of miles across ancient, roadless Britain. How they moved it, still debated. Why they chose a source so far away, still genuinely unknown. Here's what I want to know. Do you think this was practical? Some quality in that specific stone worth the journey? Or do you think it was spiritual, a deliberate act meant to connect distant communities through shared effort? Drop your theory below. I read every single one. If this video changed how you see Stonehenge, smash that like button. It helps FactVault reach more curious minds just like you. And if you're not subscribed yet, now is the time. We unlock stories like this every week. I'll see you in the next one.